I'm not gonna let that person inside of me that says that, who do you think you are? You're not a content creator. I'm not gonna let that person stop me anymore. And you shouldn't either. Becoming is a lifelong process. And the more that you think that you've learned, you're not gonna know everything. Nobody ever knows everything. You might have mastered one thing, one subject, one area, one aspect in your life, but there's gonna be somewhere out there, another guy that has mastered something that you haven't mastered. And the only thing is that he spent more time doing it than you have. So you can't be salty about that either. You can't be jealous about that. And so when you're going through this process of becoming that person that you wanna be aware about that, be conscious about that, and know that those feelings that you're having of being fake, of being a fraud, it's normal. You're gonna go through that until you have done it long enough, until you have convinced yourself, until you have given yourself a reason to believe in yourself. And then you'll finally be able to say, all right, well, this is what I do now, because I've been doing it long enough. I've been putting in the reps. And even though nobody believed in me, nobody was there for me, I still did it. And I did it on my own, and I did it for myself. I didn't do it for anybody else. These are the things that you're gonna be telling yourself. You didn't do it for anybody else. You did it for you. And you held out long enough. Even though they wanted you to go back, the world wanted you to stay the same. You didn't. You had this idea in your head about the person that you wanted to become. There's that saying about building it brick by brick. Well, sometimes you won't even have those bricks. You might not even have the blueprint for it. You just have this idea of what you want to build and what you want to accomplish. You're not going to have it figured out. You might not even know. Well, I guess you will have the location, right? Where you want to build it. And that place is going to be inside of you. And so you might not have everything you need to build it, but you might have some things. And you'll figure it out as you go. And eventually, over time, you'll start to come across the pieces that you will need. Whether it be the information, people, that mindset, that discipline, you'll get there. You just have to put in the reps like anything else. Those of y'all that go to the gym, y'all get it. If you do something long enough, you will get those results. Just gotta stay strong. And I know it's gonna be difficult because you're gonna feel like an outcast, like you don't belong, but you do belong. You just haven't found that group yet, that tribe, those friends that are willing to accept you for the person that you want to become. And sometimes that's a lot easier. It's just start all over, to build from scratch. Because those friends that you have had for a very long time, there's a lot of history there. A lot of history. And as much as we might forgive, those memories, they can't be deleted. We could try to bury that, bury the hatchet, bury those emotions, but it's gonna be there deep down inside of you. And sometimes that's why it's just best to start all over. Let bygones be bygones, part ways, because at some point you will have to make time for the people that you do want in your life. That will help you become that person. That's something that I've had to do, and it's not easy, but you will get there. The fact that you're watching this video right now means something. You're already thinking differently. A lot of your friends, you might try to share this video with them, and they might think that you're crazy or something. What is it that you're watching, right? I know that I would try to share some of the videos that I would watch with some of my friends, and they weren't feeling it. They weren't having it because they were stuck in their ways and they weren't ready to change. They weren't ready to be accountable. Because not only do you have to want change, you have to be ready to be honest with yourself. Because if you can't be honest with yourself, it's very difficult for you to change. And it's very difficult for you to believe in yourself if you can't even be honest with yourself. So start being honest. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with others. And I know that it's going to be difficult. And I feel like I say that all the time in my videos. Those of y'all that are going through it, y'all know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, that's all for today's video. I hope that helps y'all guys out. Share this with somebody who you think that it might help. Feel free to subscribe because there will be plenty of more videos like this to come. I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon. I'm not going to let those internal battles bother me anymore. I'm not going to let that person inside of me that says that, who do you think you are? You're not a content creator. I'm not going to let that person stop me anymore. And you shouldn't either. So with that being said, I'm out. Peace.